Internet. Championship Sunday in the National Football League. You are watching World of Matchups, NFL Handicapping podcast, coming to you guys from sunny Las Vegas, Nevada. I am your host, Dexter Reed, my co-host and producer of WOM, my A1 from day one, and producer extraordinaire, Spencer the Wiz. And on the other side of the glass, we have had a guest now for a couple weeks, and it's working out. So we're going to continue to roll with him from the ATL. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in Seahawk fan Keelan Taylor. Good morning, gentlemen, and welcome to Championship Weekend. How are we today?
Sad, man. Football season's almost over. It's a kind of a somber feeling.
Yeah, it's tough, man. But true ones, real ones, know that football is 24/7, 365. I mean, it won't be long. We'll take a little break, and then the draft stuff starts to kick up. A lot of buzz about the first 5 picks. We'll be okay. I mean, it just sucks.
But yeah, top 5 is going to be bananas this year. There is no true top 5 outside of one.
I know. So we got 2 games. 2 games to talk about. Before we talk about these games, man, I got to tell you, I was not really enamored with the football that was played last week during the divisional round. I felt like a lot of the games were boring. I felt like some of the calls were BS. I feel like Super Wildcard Weekend is the best weekend of football in the NFL, and I just think it gets worse from here. Championship Weekend's never really that great. And the Super Bowl, honestly, when was the last great Super Bowl that we've had that was like super engaging? I'm talking about like we cared about the game more than the halftime show and the food. It's been a while for that too, so I don't know. I'm feeling kind of down about the NFL today, man. I mean, it's still great football, and the matchups are a little odd, but we're going to break them down anyway. What were your thoughts from last week's divisional round, Spencer?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this a little bit before the show started. I really, truly do not think that interception was an interception. In the Bills game, I mean, everyone knows what I'm talking about here. I think that the only reason the guy got a hold of the football in any sort of substantial way was the huge impact of the ground, of them falling. I mean, his hands were technically on the football in a very technical sense. And then, through the force of the ground, I don't know, gravity, whenever you want to call him that much of a scientist here, but he gets a hold of it. I mean, in real time, obviously, it's a bit hard, but come on, like, the one thing that annoyed me the most is that they didn't even look at it. I mean, they confirmed it, but they didn't stop and say, okay, this is an official review. We're talking about the end of an overtime game here. I really think it's absurd, just the way that they went about it. Again, when he initially hits the ground, this guy does not have true possession of the ball. I would not call that dual possession. Just because his hands are technically touching the football does not constitute, a reception to me, or like co-reception there. I really think that was a really bad call in one of the most important games of the football season.
That kind of ruined what I think was the best game on the slate. What were your thoughts from last week, Keelan?
Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson. Like I said last week, it was cute, but the buck stops there. Seahawks dismantled the Niners, as we should. The rest of the games, yeah, they suck. I mean, who's the Patriots you can play? I forgot.
They played the Texans.
Okay.
CJ Stroud was so bad in that game.
I told you
dude.
he was buns.
He was so bad in that game. Oh my god.
Definitely boring.
He's going to ruin their season.
It definitely is anticlimactic. But I mean, it's just setting up. I already told y'all the Pope, Seahawks. It's just already scripted. Okay, so just put your ticket in. It might not be too late. You might be able to still get a little bit of money here. Just go ahead and just take the Seahawks, man.
Well, I mean, I love this show because it allows everything to be like looked at any point. I mean, you could go back and look at takes I made from 4 or 5 years ago when Spencer and I just met. And so there is no, well, I told you so. Well, where is it? No, turn on World of Matchups and look. And I've been on the Seahawks hype train now for about 6 weeks. And, 4 weeks ago, I told everyone, this team is winning the Super Bowl. I'll be absolutely shocked if they lose to the Rams in their building. And I'll be absolutely shocked if they don't dismantle whoever they play in the Super Bowl. To me, it does not matter. They're the best team left. They put bad teams away early. Before you can even get your popcorn and sit down at 7-0, scoop and score, Pick six. Y'all are worrying about the wrong things with Seattle. Y'all are worrying about Sam Darnold. They can win without Sam Darnold. The run game is lit. Mike McDonald is stoic. The guy's a silent assassin. Let's be honest, man. That's a great hire. That has worked out better than anyone is saying. And why is this guy not in the running for head coach of the year is beyond me, because nobody outside of Seattle thought this team was going to be any good this year. So I'm giving you your flowers now because I think it's appropriate, honestly. I'm not even going to wait till y'all are hosting the trophy. And if you somehow blow this, I think it's okay, honestly, because no one expected you to be here. So you've overachieved year one. The pieces are all in place for a while. I think the Seattle Seahawks are going to be just fine here. I really do. Win, lose, or draw, it don't matter to me. You're making money with them more than any other team that's left. My biggest takeaway was what happened in the Denver game with the bad call, but what has transpired since then and how we have basically watched over the last 4 or 5 days the dismantling and the destruction of the Buffalo Bills. They are done. The Buffalo Bills are done. Okay, so let's start with the first part. I thought it was a catch. I thought they handled it poorly. I thought that when there was a similar situation that took place in the Bears game and they called that a catch, guys like McCall Hardman coming out on Twitter and saying, how's that a catch, but not this a catch? I think guys like Deion Dawkins, they all have a B from what they're saying. I thought it was a catch. And if it's not going to be a catch, be consistent. And if you're not going to be consistent, you got to handle that the right way. This is a overtime game in the playoffs. Dude, everything should have stopped like DeMar Hamlin. And we get this call right. And so that's number one. Number two, Josh Allen's not a winner, man. This is time for you guys are now going to get the same heat that I bring Lamar Jackson. I'm bringing it to Josh Allen now. Okay? Josh Allen's not a winner. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what field the guy steps on. Josh Allen is Mike Trout of football. He's all stats. Josh Allen is 0-7 in overtime games. 0-7. It doesn't matter where the game has been played. Okay? Josh Allen has scored 3 points in overtime games in his career. 3. Okay? And everyone wants to talk about missed kicks, horrible defense. Dude, have you watched some of the wide open throws that Josh Allen has missed in the playoffs in his career? That if he hits one of those throws, he may have gone to the Super Bowl. Dude, Josh Allen is not clutch. I'm sorry. He is a little bit of Lamar. He's a little bit of Jalen Hurts. And he is never, ever going to win a big game in his life. Ever. They have no coach now. They went and fired Sean McDermott, which, guys, I think you absolutely had to. I mean, you have to. How much more rope are we going to give Sean McDermott? You're a defensive-minded coach, right, that has never built a defense that could stop anybody in a big spot. Why should you keep your job? Now Josh Allen's married. They got one of the worst wide receiver rooms in the NFL. The GM is beefing. The owner is coming out and laying it to everybody. What a mess. What a unmitigated disaster. And all of this happening while you're about to move into a new stadium. Guys, why is anyone going to want to go play in Buffalo?
That's
Why?
the problem. McDaniels didn't even in an interview.
Why? When Mike McDaniel says, you know what? I'm going to pass on that interview. I'm good. And that's a guy who's never won anything. Like, all you need to know is that they're just not a winning culture, man. And I get tired. I gotta just get this out. I'm tired of people saying, man, I feel bad for Josh Allen. I don't feel bad for Josh Allen. I don't. Hit a throw. Hit Diggs.
Well, his turnovers are terrible too.
Dude, you're running around. You're running around with the football like a loaf of bread. You lost that game for the Buffalo Bills, bro. Not the defense. Not that non-catch. You. And I'm an emotional dude. I believe men cry, so don't get me wrong. But, dude, you crying from the podium is weak, bro. I'm sorry. It's weak. Same thing with you, Deion Dawkins. And don't get me wrong, man. Like, shit happens. Dude, I lock myself in the bathroom and let out a good one every now and again. But that's weak. That's weak, bro. You were supposed to be the manliest of men playing the manliest sport there is, and you're out there crying from the podium. And I get it, man. You're disappointed. I understand. But, like, you have to look at you because you are the reason why y'all are losing these games. Not the Kansas City defense or the mixed kicks Okay, it's not Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. It's you. And until you get your act together, you're never going to win a playoff game, and you're never going to go far in the playoffs. I think Josh Allen's career, for all intents and purposes, might be over because they're going to bring in a new coach. They have not much to deal with there. They have a bunch of impending free agents that are leaving. The only thing good about going to Buffalo right now is you're going to get a new stadium. Is that enough to go to Buffalo? I don't want to go to Buffalo. You can give me free Buffalo wings for life. I ain't going to Buffalo. Like, what's the motivation? So Lamar Jackson is smiling somewhere because he gets a break from me now. Because now it's all I'm just going in on Josh Allen. Okay? A real football fan knows that the reason why the Buffalo Bills have not won for years here, the number one reason is Josh Allen. Defense plays a part. McDermott plays a part. It all plays a part. Mahomes plays a part. But Josh Allen, you need to look in the mirror and say to myself, I just can't get it done. Some guys just can't get it done, man. And he's one of them. So he has moved from the all-time great Josh Allen to me to a borderline guy that is going to be known for never getting it done. And to top it all off, that MVP that's in your house belongs to Lamar Jackson. Rant over.
All right, let's hop over into today's slate here. It is the first game at noon, kind of random in my opinion. The Denver Broncos are hosting the New England Patriots. It's funny how the more things change, the more they stay the same. We're like right back to where we were all those years ago. It tells you it's basically the mark of good franchises, I guess, right? In a way that makes sense to me. That they'll find their way back sooner rather than later versus other teams that only do it every once in a while. Yeah, obviously kind of crazy. I mean, no one expected like moments after that game that Bo Nix would just be like, okay, he's got a broken ankle. In comes Jarrett Stidham, who is no slouch. I mean, for sure. I saw him obviously play for the Raiders for a bit. Had some high-flying games. That 49ers game is the one that comes to mind. Like 3 touchdowns, which were great. 2 interceptions. One was at the end of the game, and it was kind of close. But just he's going to go all out. And that ends up with the Patriots as -4. Ugh, I don't know. I'm going to go for the Patriots -4. I kind of like Jarrett Stidham to have 2 interceptions in this game. And I think I'm going to do a ticket if they allow me, is a 2 touchdown, 2 interception game. I just kind of feel like it's already written in stone for Jarrett Stidham. He's going to have some good plays probably in the beginning, and it might kind of fall apart there at the end. This is kind of a bizarre game. It's like, it's not really the one that we all expected. It's not really going to be this epic showdown I think that we all wanted it to be. And it's crazy to think that the Patriots are going to be back in the Super Bowl again. Really, truly kind of disgusting, in my opinion. I don't really know what to expect in terms of props here. There's just so many guys on these teams that kind of go all the way around. Other than that Jarrett Stidham line, nothing really sticks out to me. I think it's going to be one of those just kind of random performances from all over the place. I could see an Evan Ingram touchdown here and there, Stephon Diggs, maybe. I could see a Keyshawn Booty touchdown here. I mean, who do you even throw the ball to? Who are they going to run the ball with? Ramondre Stevenson, maybe. Everyone's going to be eating here. I think it's going to be a pretty high-scoring game, truthfully. I think I like these over 43.5, although it depends on the weather. I haven't looked too far into it, but I think if things are at least partially even, and there's not like weather messing with the flight of the ball or something like that, I could see both these teams kind of going out early. I could see like a 17-14 halftime type score, and then it kind of falls apart for the Denver Broncos after the first half.
I'm not coming off how I've been feeling about the Patriots. And if they win the Super Bowl, so be it, man. I'm sticking to my guns. I've said this all year long. This has been the most overrated soft schedule team that I've seen go deep in the playoffs in quite some time. Now, I'm not saying they're not good. They're good. I love the coach. I love the quarterback. So there's that. Okay, my hate for the Patriots will not keep me from giving them the props and the flowers that they deserve. But when you beat up on a Justin Herbert-led bad offensive line, can't get to the quarterback, shouldn't be in the playoffs team at home, I'm really not that impressed, okay? And then when you turn around and you're basically gifted the game by C.J. Stroud, again, I'm really not that impressed. I am kind of impressed with how they handled the Texans defense, but the Texans defense can't win the game by themselves. The offense couldn't score, and so it's to me more about what Houston didn't do versus what the Patriots did. Mix in a little sleet, snow, and ice. That's their thing. They're home, so okay, they pull that game out. Now you're going into the Lions' Den, okay? You're going into a place that is very hard to play in. I don't care that Bo Nix is not there. I really don't, man. You're giving me a championship caliber team 4 points in my building versus what could be potentially the next Nick Foles. Stop. Denver is going to smother New England in this game. And there's one key factor here that I really like, and it's the offensive line of the Denver Broncos, man. If you can't get to Stidham, why is it going to matter? Sean Payton's going to probably dial up 15, plays for throwing the ball, and the rest is going to be on the ground, and the defense is going to do the rest. And guys like Kayshon Boutte talking shit, dude, who is this guy? You guys don't deserve to be talking smack versus anyone, dude. You guys lost to some of the worst teams in NFL this year. Go in there humble. Go in there happy to be there because y'all are sleeping on how good this Denver defense is. They lead the league in sacks, I believe. They can get to the quarterback with 4. Their corners and safeties are insane. I know Drake May is, God, but pump the brakes here, man. Ramondre Stevenson can put the ball on the ground at any given time. Travion Henderson's still a rookie. To me, Diggs is washed. I mean, there's no long touchdowns coming from him. Everything is 5 yards and in. Still a good player. Hunter Henrys of the world can be spied on. I think that people are not giving Denver the credit they deserve. I don't. And I know Bo Nix has had a very, very good year, but to me, that part is interchangeable. I think it's more about the system with Denver, what they want to do. R.J. Harvey is going to be a beast in this game. I'm telling you, they're going to run this boy to death. Jameel McLaughlin, these guys are decent players, man. Good. The difference makers in this game are going to be the running backs, the defense, and it's home field. I'm surprised you think the over is going to hit because I think this is going to be a very low-scoring game because both these defenses are solid, man. I could see 17-10 final. I could see 14-10 final. I could see 24-21, but I can't see really much more than that. And let the weather be bad. I mean, you got to remember, this is January in Denver. I mean, both these teams are used to playing in this nonsense, and I think that makes for sloppy football. That makes for low-scoring football. I'm taking Denver plus 4. I'm taking Denver plus 4 with confidence, too. Dude, everyone's going to be on the Patriots here. Everyone's already talking like the Patriots in the Super Bowl. You have to go to one of the hardest places to play. Forget the fact that the air is thin. And they got kickers that can kick the ball 100 yards here. I'm taking the Broncos with a boatload of confidence. They're my best bet this weekend. And if they go out, man. I got no love for either one of these teams. I hate them both. So it's no big deal to me. I'm team Seattle Seahawks to the end of the year. So it don't matter. But I think that people are going to be very surprised by what Denver brings here. Dude, Sean Payton's the better coach. He's the better coach. Vrabel's had a great year, but I've watched his team implode versus bad teams when they have lost. Take Denver plus 4. Go to Sizzler.
Yeah, it's a weird game for sure. As a Seahawks fan, it's like, who do I want to play, right? Obviously, we already dog walked the Broncos in the Super Bowl, so that's not fun for me. And we need our lick back, This guy right here, man. I still keep this, in hopes that one day, this will be avenged. That throw on the goal, it still hurts. I can't even get the words out. So,
Pete Carroll's an idiot.
I want the Patriots to win so we can get our lick back. But I think a really key point you made, Dex, was systems. Just look, take a couple years back, 10 years back, 15 years back. It's always been about systems.
Always.
When we talk about guys like Josh Allen, when we talk about guys like C.J. Stroud, holding on to the football is the most important thing you can do. I don't care how great your offense is. I don't care how talented you are. You can be a 6'6", 250-pound quarterback that can run a QB tush push for 13 yards and score a touchdown. I mean, you can be that. But if you can't hold on to the football, it don't matter. I think both these teams have really good defenses. I think obviously Drake May's better than Stidham, but it's just going to be on who holds the football. And being at home, give me +4 points. It's in Denver, right? I'm not tripping, right? Okay, so +4 in Denver. I'm gonna take them. I don't like it because I want the Patriots to win because I want to just give them everything they're supposed to get for all of us, for Raiders fans, for Chiefs fans. We don't want to see the Patriots.
I can't stand both
Oh,
these
I think
teams.
if the Patriots played the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, it'd be a bloodbath.
They're going to
An
get
absolute
absolutely murdered if they
destruction.
do. I mean, it'll be so bad.
So I think Mike McDonald. Did you guys see that speech he made from 2 years ago? They were showing on Pat McAfee show.
Mm-mm.
It was basically McDonald's like, he was pretty much calling the script. This is what's going to happen. We're going to come out here and play mean football, and it feels like 2012, 2013 esque. I'm getting the same vibe of like this defense, a quarterback that people are calling him shaky, but he's finding a way to get it done. And to me, Sam Darnold is more physically gifted than Russell Wilson ever was in any capacity, running, throwing, anyway. He just, had to get drafted by the Jets. And we see what happens with anybody that goes to the Jets, turns into a dumpster fire. That franchise is eternally cursed and will never be good. So, like I said, Broncos +4. I love it.
I love it too, man. I love it. Oh my God, I love it. I shouldn't either because I can't stand the Broncos, but I just think Mile High is going to be too much. The competition that the Patriots have played to this point is an absolute joke to have gotten to the playoffs. Patriots always seem to get these horrible Jaguar teams at home. You know what I mean? They just Miami first round bye, and then they're in the Super Bowl. Dude, who did you play to get there? I know who the Denver Broncos have had to play to get there, and they've had a more meaningful year. I don't know. Give me the home dogs pay dividends, man. There ain't nothing else to say. I think they win this game going away.
All right, that takes us to the other game here. It's the Seattle Seahawks. Unbelievable. Only 2 games on the slate. Seattle Seahawks are hosting the Los Angeles Rams, and the Seahawks are -2.5 at home, which sounds about right. I think that probably is the correct number to go with. And yeah, I do like the Seahawks in this game. I love an anytime defensive touchdown for the Seahawks in this one. I could see it in so many different flavors. You can give me a pick six, a scoop and score. I think all of those things are in play. I think this is going to be a really exciting game. It's kind of interesting that it's at 3:30 in the afternoon here. I guess they want everyone to be able to see it. Sometimes those games are late for the East Coast. Over under is 45.5. I don't know if Seattle's in the middle of this kind of crazy ice storm going on right now. So this could be a really wacky game. I was going to pull up the Seattle weather report real quick. It looked like the game in Denver is just going to be really cold. I don't think there's any acclimate weather. Now it looks like everything's fine in Seattle, so maybe a little bit cloudy. They're missing some rain coming in later in the week, so kind of lucky for us. I'm not a big fan of weather games. Wow. The only thing that worries me is Sam Darnold. I guess I'll say that. I know he's had some great games, but we've also seen just like absolute meltdowns from him. We saw it against the Rams, I believe, earlier in the season. Maybe that's good for him to get it out of his system, but if he does win this game, this would seriously be the ultimate slap in the face to the New York Jets. I mean, to watch your former quarterback go lead. I mean, I would even classify it as a lead to the Super Bowl. I know their defense has been amazing, but he really has he's not just been a low-level contributor, like game manager. I mean, he has had some really incredible performances this year. Isn't this another, again, slap in the face to the Minnesota Vikings? You have this guy on your team, and you saw the year that J.J. McCarthy had. I mean, it's almost laughable, but that's the kind of the mark of the Vikings and the Jets. It just tells you the difference between like good franchises and bad ones. But to see like your former top pick quarterback go to the Super Bowl, and then you're also missing out on a quarterback, right? Moore is going back to Oregon next year. It's not a good time to be a Jets fan, to say the least. But like I said, I love Seattle at home here. I mean, it's like one of those things where it's like some cities it just means a little bit more to, I feel like, in my opinion. And when Seattle is good, it's like everybody who lives in that city is just in on this, even if they don't watch football, you know? I feel like that's the mark of a truly great franchise, is that when it's a cultural thing in Seattle when it comes to the Seahawks. And it just feels like all the stars are aligning and everything is just in place for them. I mean, I think it's going to be a really good game, but I just think that Matthew Stafford is going to have one key mistake in this game that's going to give them the edge. And also, I know we disagree on this. This is my last thought on the game. Zach Charbonnet is out for the season. I think that helps the Seahawks personally. I'm not the biggest Zach Charbonnet fan. I love KW3. I think he's like literally one of the best running backs in the league who doesn't get enough run because of the two-headed monster that they had been running. Every third carry for Kenneth Walker is just something spectacular, in my opinion. And so I think I like over 100 yards. I like 2 touchdowns in this game. I seriously will take just about anything for Kenneth Walker. I'm going to have a Kenneth Walker super ticket because I think he's going to go nuclear in this game.
I could see it. I could see it a lot. I really want to take the Rams really so bad in this game. I just can't do it. I just cannot do it. I believe in the Seahawks too much to think that a Ram team that basically has been, I don't know if lucky is the right word, but fortunate that some things have bounced their way the entire playoffs, to go into this Lions den wearing a pork chop suit and come out with a W is highly unlikely. I know it's only 2.5. I could literally see Myers kicking a game-winning field goal that wins the game by 1 point for Seattle, and the whole world goes crazy. But I just cannot, in my right mind, take them. So let's start with the Rams versus the Panthers. They escaped. Couple more plays, and they're going to lose that game, man. Or one defensive stop, one tip ball by J.C. Horn, and the Rams are home. They're in Cancun. Okay, so they escaped there. Last week, the Bears had them dead to rights, man. I don't know what Caleb was thinking throwing that pass.
Terrible pass.
Don't throw the ball. Run 2 more plays, and then trust your kicker to bring it home. There's no reason that you needed to throw that pass, but that's growing pains for the Bears. That's growing pains. That's a big season for them. That's a lot of success all at once after being bad for 50 years. And so I'll give them a pass there. And that's a learning curve for Caleb. I don't think he'll do that again if that ever happened. So the Rams escaped there too, after not being really great for quite a while. I mean, the Rams have not been good since they lost to the Panthers. They went on to get bludgeoned by the Falcons. I mean, they lose 2 bad teams sometimes. Now, you're expecting all things to go perfect for them here. You're expecting Devontae Adams to finally be fresh and ready. Kyron Williams is a chain mover. That boy can chug it. You know what I mean? Blake Corum can chug it. They have very good players. Puka Nacua has had a very mid-divisional round game, so he should be coming out ready to rock. But I just don't trust it. I don't think you can keep slipping out of the straitjacket. I think eventually it's going to catch up to you, and I think it catches up to you here. I like Kenneth Walker here in a big way too, man. And I think that defense is going to get after Matthew Stafford. I don't think the Rams are going to be ready for what's coming. I just don't, man. And there's nobody on that defense that can guard JSN, and then the ancillary pieces like Barner. I mean, they have a very, very, very good team. And who's the guy they brought in from the Saints, Keelan? What's his name? Rashid Shaheed. Rashid Shaheed has come in and has given life to the Seattle Seahawks in a way that no one's talking about, man. Rashid Shaheed can do even more than he's doing. They're just using him on punt and kickoff returns. But if you put that boy out, you send him to run routes. Rashid Shaheed can run routes. He can go deep. He's a good player. That's another guy that they still have not really opened the playbook up for. And if they start getting him involved because they're doubling JSN, it's night for the Rams, dude. I love the Rams. I love Sean McVay. He's the best coach on the field. Stafford's the best quarterback on the field. But I just think home field's going to be too much for them, man. I think the Seattle Seahawks are going to avenge the Seattle Mariners here. And I think Seattle's had a great sports year, and I think it culminates with a trophy here. And this is going to be one of the best games we are going to see championship weekend in a couple of years, because these two teams are ready for war. They're both loaded with great players. They both have very, very good defenses, and they both have very, very good head coaches. I mean, I don't even want to watch the other game, honestly. I ain't rushing home from church to watch that game. I don't care. This is the game. This is the game that all of America should be watching, because this is must-see TV. Take Seattle minus 2.5. Jason Myers, overtime field goal, wins your money. I have spoken.
Yeah, 2.5 points, man. It feels disrespectful. I feel like it should be more. I feel like last week it wasn't enough points either. Um, I got lost for a second there, so I'm sorry if you said something about this, but I heard you talking about Raheed Shaheed. Um, again, it's just history repeats itself. I don't know if y'all remember number 11 that we got. The guy from Florida. His name was Percy something.
Percy Harvin.
Something like that. Where he did similar things to the Shaheed.
Yep.
Repeat yourself. Just watch it happen. This is our lick back for the Patriots. That's what I see happening. The matchup for me is Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams versus our secondary.
Mm-hmm.
They do not get off. It is going to be a blowout. Mark my words. If them two do not get off, it will be. We're not getting beat by Kyron Williams and Blake Corum. We smacking heads. Okay, you got to go up into DeMarcus Lawrence, Leonard Williams, Ernest Jones, Eamon Worry, Devin Witherspoon going to come up and crack some. I mean, our defense is loaded. They've done a great job. And what I'm so excited for as a Seahawks fan, we're not going to get worse next year.
You're going to get better.
We're going to get better next year.
Yep.
Eventually, we're going to have to give Sam another deal. But, didn't we sign Sam to, a 4-year deal?
He's got a long-term deal.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're chilling, And it's just, these teams that just think they got to go and find this guy. There's guys, man. It's just all about systems. Sam Darnold was a top 5 draft pick. USC had all the intangibles, was the franchise changer. Well, it was the wrong franchise that was getting changed. He coming to the Seahawks. Give me Seahawks minus $1 million. Kenneth Walker, I agree with you, Spencer. He's the better back. Zach Charbonnet, I feel like they were just using him so Kenneth didn't get hurt because he got hurt last year, right? And that kind of screwed us up. So I think they wanted to save him, and they were kind of planning him a little bit because they've kind of unleashed him a little bit more. And I think for the Sam Darnold mental, that 3 touchdown, down 15 points, the 3 2-point conversions, that was a mental game. That was for him in his head saying, I'm that guy. I can win a football game. And that's big, especially coming off that Minnesota Vikings loss where it was, the true Sam Darnold came out. I mean, that fucks with you. I don't care how removed you are from social media, how removed you are from the media. That'll get you. That makes you start to second guess yourself. You've had all this success, but all the big games we lost were to good teams. So there was still that kind of rain cloud over his head, right? That was sitting there like, what's he going to do in the big games? Well, he showed us. He showed us what the fuck he got going on in these big games. So I don't see us losing to the Rams. I think that Stafford finger is still a bigger issue than people are talking about every week. So I think going up against a defense like ours, you want to be as healthy as you can be. But yeah, I'm hoping for this Seahawks Patriots matchup because I'd love to be able to burn this thing. That's what I've been waiting for is us going back. I won't get rid of it. Be able just to burn this thing right here.
But it's ashes in an urn,
Urn.
Like some people make bad decisions and they gotta live with it, and it ruins their career and then their third string quarterbacks from the Giants. So things happen. Things happen.
Russell Wilson has played his way out of the Hall of Fame.
What a loser, dude.
He's played his way out of the Hall of Fame, which is sad because I like Russ. I don't care. People think he's corny, whatever. I like Russ, but he played his way out of the Hall of Fame. Sam Darnold, 3 years, $100 million. Okay, so something while you were talking, Keelan, that kind of had a flashback was Sam Darnold's year last year was amazing until he went and played the Rams, and he was horrible versus the Rams. Horrible. And then everybody started questioning, is he going to get a long-term deal from Minnesota? See, the real Sam Darnold has come out. He's not that good. See, anybody under that Minnesota, Kevin O'Connell's scheme could have produced. No one's going to want him. Dude, you don't think Sam Darnold has that plastered all over his locker? This is the same Rams team he's getting to face. And now he's gotten another lease on life. Dude, some guys got to bounce around the league for a while before it takes. Ask Baker Mayfield.
Right.
I think this is Sam Darnold's time. I think he shuts all of these guys up. I think he is going to be the Seattle Seahawks quarterback of the future. I don't think you're going to see Jalen Milrow at all. Not for a while, man. You might as well bring that kid in some Wildcat packages or something because he ain't going to play. If Sam Darnold balls out here, that's your guy. And the Seattle Seahawks are only going to get better. Everyone's going to want to go play there with that defense. You get another guy besides JSN and Shaheed in there too. Dude, they're loaded, man, in a big way. KW3 you can lose because Zach Charbonnet is great, and you can find a great running back in 7th round, but they have everything they need. Head coach, owner, president, GM, they got it all. Seattle Seahawks, this is their time, man. I'll be real disappointed if they don't pull this out because I really don't want to see the Rams and the Patriots or the Rams in Denver. I might work the Super Bowl if that's what it is. I'm not even joking. I might work it. I don't like Bad Bunny. Like nothing about it does it for me. Super Bowl Sunday with the wrong matchup. So I'm really praying for the right matchup here. Final thoughts, Spencer.
Ooh, it's crazy to think that. I think very likely that the Patriots end up with the Super Bowl. It's crazy that one of these teams is going to get redemption. I think whoever from the NFC goes to the Super Bowl is going to win it. And so this is almost like the country gets to heal and watch the Patriots lose in the Super Bowl. No matter who it is, it's kind of lethargic.
I really hope so. Final thoughts, Keelan.
All right. Well, farewell to CJ Stroud. I was, you guys know, I was so sold on the Texans. I was like, all this guy has to do is not be terrible. And what does he go and do? He's terrible. He's absolutely awful. He threw the first pick, and you saw it in his eyes. He folded. He was so upset. He was hurt. It ruined his entire game. And I sent that little video in the group chat where they said there's like 25 quarterbacks that are better than CJ Stroud right now. And
I can name 12.
There was 25. There was maybe one that was arguable. But I mean, hey, right now I would take Malik Willis over CJ Stroud.
Wow.
I mean,
I don't know if I could say that, bro.
But look at what Malik Willis has done with that Packers team. Every time he's played,
he's bald.
Put Malik Willis on that Texans team with that defense. He ain't gonna lose you the game. CJ Stroud lost them the game.
Malik Willis is gonna be a Miami Dolphin. He's gonna start for the Dolphins. Watch.
And yeah, him and Tua. Yeah, just go ahead and they can sit out there and party in Miami. Good luck. Yeah.
Watch. I could definitely see that happening. My final thought is I'm gonna double down on Josh Allen because I know y'all are tired of hearing me say how much he sucks, but the guy sucks. Okay, he sucks when it counts. He's a Terminator when the game doesn't matter, but like he sucks when it matters. And the one thing that I'm really looking at Josh Allen with is the bigger body quarterbacks who have been good in their careers at age 30. They all fall off a cliff. Look at Cam Newton. Look what happened to Cam. 7-8 years later, Cam's still begging to get back in the NFL. Took licks, lost his shot in the Super Bowl. At least he made one. I'll give him that. And his MVP was a real MVP. It wasn't something he stole from somebody. You know what I mean? Steve Nash, Kobe Bryant style. But I think this could be the potential end to Josh Allen, man. Seriously, I know that sounds crazy because he's so uber talented, but like you have a you don't have a head coach. You got a general manager that's an idiot, and you have an owner that all of a sudden caught like Jerry Jones disease and decides to run his mouth off at the podium. They're a mess, man. They're a mess. Who's their number one receiver?
Horrible by the owner
that's terrible.
To drop the onus of Keon Coleman, who's still on your team, to just say it was their fault. I fired him.
Terrible. You go on record and you're flaming your whole team.
It's not about that. It's about new head coaches. Does a new head coach want to go into a situation where something goes wrong? The owner's just like, no, it's his fault. I wouldn't want to get hired as a head coach for a team like that.
The last head coaching job to be filled this year will be the Buffalo Bills. No one's going to want to go there and deal with Terry Pagula. Nobody. No one wants to go there and deal with the fact that if James Cook gets hurt, the team is done. Because Josh Allen, when he's asked to play hero ball, he never comes through. And yes, again, the defenses have let him down too. That's why I think it was right firing Sean McDermott. Because you're a defensive-minded head coach. You never built a defense to stop anybody. You can't keep your job. McDermott's probably going to go to the Raiders. And I think that's going to be great. I'm telling you, man, the Raiders are on their way, man. The Raiders finally understood that this is what it takes to build a franchise. 5 years from now, the Raiders could probably go to the Super Bowl. I know y'all gonna laugh. I think you think it's crazy. Look how fast Kansas City turned around. Look how fast Seattle turned around. Look how fast New England reloaded. Look how fast. It doesn't take long, man. The NFL stands for not for long, good or bad. And I think that you're going to see here Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills be pretty bad for a while now. I think his career, for all intents and purposes, is over, and he's never leaving Buffalo. So he's the new Jim. He's the new Jim Kelly. He's Jim Kelly, Josh Allen now, and it's sad, and it sucks for football because the NFL is better when that guy is winning, which is never. World of Matches bringing the heat every week, guys. This is it. Championship weekend. I hope these games are good because last week weren't that great. And then we'll take a week off, and then it's Super Bowl Sunday. We'll be back bringing the heat, laying the wood. As always, you guys remember that this is just a game. The pigskin bounces weird ways. We are gambling for fun, basically. We're coming on here and putting this stuff on record. If you think you're going to pay your mortgage listening to us, you might want to think again. You might, but you also might not. And you'll end up homeless, and we do not want that for you. Player props, Spencer.
Yeah, like I said, I love defensive anytime touchdown for the Seahawks. I pick six, scoop, and score either. And you can, obviously you can also get a special teams touchdown, which Seattle has had numerous times this season. One of the best special team units in the entire NFL.
The best.
It's plus 500. And I love that. It's my favorite bet of the weekend. And then I also have a separate prop bet of Jared Stidham, at least one interception, and then Kenneth Walker, 80 plus rushing yards. You get plus 152 on that, which I kind of like. Nice little, a little over. And then I have Patriots money line and Seattle minus 2.5. I love those three.
I like all that. My Green Goblin is going to be Pat Bryant with Denver Broncos. I'm telling you, man, Pat Bryant's a baller. This guy is going to make a name for himself in this league. It's just a matter of time. They're a running team first. They don't throw that much. He got concussed last week. He has cleared the protocol. I believe he is going to be on the field. And Cortland Sutton is there a more mid wide receiver in the NFL. They got nothing electric. The guy is he's good. That's all he is. Okay. Pat Bryant is going to take that number one spot from this dude. It's just a matter of time, and I love all his overs here. I think they're going to have to throw the ball enough to win and throw the ball to that guy.
I like that because whenever you have a backup quarterback, they're used to playing a little bit more at the twos, and so it's almost never the number one wide receiver.
Never the number one. So Pat Bryant is my Green Goblin. I've been watching him all season long. I got him in my taxi squad for a bunch of fantasy teams. This kid can ball. Take all his overs. I could even say anytime touchdown Pat Bryant and feel good about it. That's going to be my player prop. You got any, Keelan?
Yeah, I got a couple. Piggyback on you, backup quarterbacks. We're going to stick with the tight ends in that Patriots-Broncos game. Give me Hunter Henry or Evan Ingram anytime touchdowns. I like it on both sides.
Yeah.
Talks. I mean, hey, who do we have in our receiver room that used to play for the Rams? Yeah, give me Cooper Kupp anytime.
Cooper Kupp. That's a slept-on piece. I almost forgot Cooper Kupp was on the team. And this is the type of shit, right, where all of a sudden, for 2 games, right? For 2 games, you get Cooper Kupp circa 2021. Yeah. And everyone is shook. And everyone is shook.
I like a Cooper Kupp passing touchdown in this game. I don't know how you can spin that in a bet. Come on, you telling me there's not a special play where Cooper Kupp can throw a touchdown to somebody? He did. Yeah. He threw a touchdown, I believe, in one of their Super Bowls. He at least threw a pass, I remember, for the Rams. So
what a great call.
He can do it.
What a great call. I totally forgot about Cooper Kupp, dude.
Weirdness, dude. Just like one of those plays that you only use for the last 2 weeks of the season. You know what I mean?
I totally forgot.
Once-in-a-lifetime things.
Cooper Kupp makes me love Seattle even more now because it's a revenge narrative, man. I don't know how I missed that. He's just been so quiet all year. He's been so mid, but they don't really need him. You know what I mean? Now they need him, and to watch them unleash Cooper Kupp, and he goes ape shit. I can totally see that, man. Cooper Kupp is a great Green Goblin here, man. You guys want to cash? Throw a couple bucks on Cooper Kupp, Pat Bryant, run that, and then run KW with something. You're going to win some money here. I'm telling you, I really, really like the player props in Seattle Rams because there are so many good players and they're going to be scoring to win. We'll see you guys next week. Remember what we said about gambling. Don't be stupid. Don't play yourself. It ain't worth it. It ain't that big. Football is a fun game. And if you are running from a bookie, that doesn't sound like a whole lot of fun to me. Until next week, this is World of Matchups. I am Dexter Reed. That is Keelan Taylor on the bottom. Spencer the Wiz on top. And we are out.